Good morning, good evening, and good night to everyone out there on the internet, whether you're listening to the podcast or watching on YouTube. This is Lancing with Myself, the 5-minute show where I talk about being a freelance creative and game designer, especially when you're low on spoons and low on cash. Today I want to talk about remembering the why, figuring out why you do things, which sounds weird, but it's really important because as you become more and more successful as an artist, you're going to have so many things that you want to do. You're going to have so many ideas and so many things that you can pursue. There's going to be opportunities and things that you can pursue. There are going to be people you want to work with, ideas you want to develop, and you just won't have time to do them all. And you won't always know when to pursue something and when to give it up. You won't always know if something is successful or not. You won't always know if you've completed something. We've talked back a few episodes ago about when is a game complete, and it's a difficult question. And a lot of these things can be solved by coming back to why you did them. I've actually been pondering about whether I want to keep going with making these videos and these podcasts, and there's a small amount of people who enjoy them. But they're also a lot of my time, and as my games get more successful, I have other things that need my attention, and I only have so many hours in the day, and as a disabled person, I just don't have that many spoons to go around, so I have to go back and think, okay, what is important to me? What is the value of these things? And that all comes back to the why, all right? So you have to go back. The best way to evaluate these things is why you are doing them. Where are they taking you? Are they taking you towards something you want? And also, why did you start doing them in the first place? That's not always going to be the same reason why you keep doing things, and we'll talk about that next episode. But the why you started something can give you a lot of insight into why you should keep going. And actually, I started making these podcasts because I wanted to add value before I went to the Relics Kickstarter, because I was looking at a lot of advice about running Kickstarters, and one thing they said was, do as much as you can to offer value before people pledge. Because so much of getting people to trust you and buy into your games is actually establishing that you are someone who gives value. And if you can give value for free already, and you can be someone who's putting value out into the community, then people are like, oh, this is someone who is doing a lot, is giving a lot, is producing a lot, is giving stuff to the community. Therefore, there's someone that I think is going to keep doing that, is going to keep giving value, and that I almost kind of owe a little bit to, because they've done so much for free and put so much into the community. So that was one reason when I thought, okay, now it's time to just make an extra thing to just put myself out there and to show that I'm giving off value. But as that Kickstarter was a success and some of my other games are starting to take off, that brings me back to that why. It's like, well, do I need to keep doing this? Am I still in a position to present that, or have my Kickstarters establish themselves to a point where they can stand on their own? So that why gives me an insight about, what do I need to keep doing? Do I need to keep proceeding with this? Where is it taking me? Where was I hoping it would take me? And there's lots of examples like this where, you are going to start doing something and you're going to maybe lose a bit of why you're doing it, especially over a time, over a series of projects. There's a lot of things that can happen with momentum. I used to write a column once a month, and again, that was designed to get me out there, but also to get ideas out of my head. And then later, some people came to me and said, look, some of those ideas we want to actually develop. And that was a sign to me that, like, oh, okay, hang on. This is getting these ideas out, and people are finding them and wanting to do things with them. That was part of the why. So maybe it is okay to stop. Maybe I've reached the point where that is successful, and that's always going to be something that you should have in your toolbox. Why am I doing this? What is this project about? And sometimes that project might be just, I need to talk about this issue. For Relics, for me, that was all about, I really wanted to present my take on Angels. So everything else beyond that is kind of a bonus. It's a success. It's selling. That's great. We want it to sell more, but I don't need it to be any more than that. I've done what I set out to do, so I can relax a little bit and just enjoy whatever else comes next. Whereas there are other projects that I want to develop some more, and I've got more to say. And so Relics was all about, for me, a personal statement about things I think about, things I believe, and I'm really glad that that's succeeded. And that tells me that I've been a success because I've looked at my why and go, did I get what I did set out to do? Are people seeing that this is a game that's not just about, you know, angels fighting demons, but it's about philosophy and thought? And yes, they are. So the why tells you if you're a success. The why tells you if you should keep doing things. The why tells you if you should stop doing things. And honestly, knowing where to stop and when you're done is one of the hardest things in any kind of art, because it's easy to just keep going and going and going and never wanting to stop. Because for most of us, the why is, please notice me. Please see this. Please read this. Please give me attention and fame and money and professionalism and a career. And that overarching why is always there and always demanding and always needing to be thrown things into the bucket. And if you only look at that why, you'll only want to do everything forever and you won't actually be able to evaluate things properly. So as you go forth, try to look into the whys of your projects at the start, in the middle, at the end. Your why will inform you when you're done and how to stop and when to stop. And honestly, you need that, because otherwise you will just go and go and go forever like an Energizer bunny, because there's never a reason to stop unless you know your why. So that's that's the lesson for today. Know your why. Next time we're going to talk about uncovering whys when they change and looking back. Till then, this has been Lancing with Yourself. I've been Steve D from Tin Star Games. See you next time. Be good, play games, pat dogs, have fun.